At first, I was so upset that they hired Penn for Gossip Girl, I actually poisoned the whole cast against him. Oh, how sweet of you.
Go fucking
Mean
bully
Girl,
me.
yeah.
Also-
I
Wasn't
love
she
it.
in Mean Girl?
Yeah, she
No,
was.
she was.
Wait.
No, she wasn't. That's
Gossip Girl.
Gossip
she was in Gossip.
Oh, Gossip Girl,
Mean
yeah.
Girl movie?
She was getting a lot of hate. This is a mean girl. This isn't a good person.
She and her husband are bullies.
A former intern is sharing stories about how Blakelively made her cry.
As I walked out, I just started crying because I was afraid.
It'll be very difficult for anyone to ever work with Blakelively
quick of a
ever
black-
again.
Blakelively, the effortlessly charming, picture-perfect Hollywood sweetheart, the golden girl of the industry, the one who can do no wrong? Well, it looks like that image is cracking fast. For years, she's had the perfect PR machine working overtime to keep her reputation squeaky clean. But now, Hollywood insiders are spilling the tea, and it is scalding. We're talking nasty on-set behavior, backstabbing co-stars, belittling crew members, and a power-hungry ego that could make even the most ruthless celebrities blush. And if that wasn't enough, she's now embroiled in a legal war that's exposing more dirt than anyone ever saw coming. Is this the end of Blakelively's reign as Hollywood's untouchable it girl? Or is she about to pull off the biggest damage control act we've ever seen? Let's get into it. Gossip Girl, the show that defined an era, turned NYC's Upper East Side into the ultimate fantasy, and made Blakelively a household name. On screen, she was the effortlessly cool and glamorous Serena Vanderwoodson, the kind of girl every teenager wanted to be. But off-screen? Let's just say the real Blake wasn't exactly the picture of charm. According to crew members who worked on set, Lively treated them like they were completely beneath her, as if they were nothing more than background furniture she didn't even need to acknowledge. No eye contact, no hellos, not even the courtesy of a nod. And when she did speak to them, oh, it wasn't with the warm, bubbly charm she puts on for the cameras.
Nope.
Insiders say her tone was so condescending it could make even a seasoned Hollywood exec feel like a clueless intern. One crew member even described it as the kind of fake politeness that drips with pure disdain, like the mean girl in high school pretending to be nice just so she can turn around and laugh about you later. And it wasn't just the crew. Her own co-stars weren't safe either. In a move that's honestly straight out of a Gossip Girl episode, Blake herself admitted that she deliberately poisoned the entire cast against Penn Badgley when he first joined the show, just because she didn't want him there. Yikes. And then there's Leighton Meester, the fan favorite who played Blair Waldorf. While their on-screen rivalry made for iconic TV, sources say the real battle was happening behind the scenes, because Lively allegedly saw Meester as a threat. Rumors say Blake made snide, backhanded comments about Leighton's looks, her background, and even threw around passive-aggressive jabs that felt more like a high school bully than a co-star. Was this just some harmless tension, or did Lively make it her mission to tear down anyone she thought was stealing her spotlight? Either way, it seems like Hollywood's golden girl might have been more of a queen bee, just not the nice kind. Fast forward to Blakelively's latest scandal, and this one is uglier than anyone expected. It Ends With Us was supposed to be a deeply emotional film, a raw, gut-wrenching story about domestic violence and survival, based on Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel. But what was meant to be a powerful, important piece of storytelling turned into something else entirely: the Blakelively show. Or should we say, a full-blown hostile takeover? Insiders are spilling the tea, and it's looking worse and worse for Lively. Word is, the moment she stepped onto the project, she snatched the reins from Justin Baldoni, the film's original director and the man who spent years developing it. He fought to get the rights, he crafted the vision, he poured everything into bringing the story to life. And then, Blake waltzes in and suddenly it's her movie. And when we say she hijacked the production, we're not just talking about throwing in a few creative ideas. She completely bulldozed the script, forced massive rewrites, and ripped apart key emotional moments that gave the film its heart. The entire message of the book twisted to fit Lively's vision, and Baldoni pushed out of every major decision. But if you think that's bad, just wait until you hear what she pulled at the premiere. Usually, when a director spends years bringing a film to life, They're front and center, shaking hands, taking bows, celebrating their work. But not Baldoni. Oh no. According to leaked event documents, he and his entire family were literally shoved into the basement during the premiere of his own movie. Yes, you heard that right. The man who directed the film, the guy who made this movie happen, wasn't even allowed to sit with the main audience. Meanwhile, Blake and her PR machine took over the red carpet, the spotlight, and the entire event as if she had built this project from the ground up. And here's where things go from shameless to straight up disgusting. Instead of using the press tour to talk about the serious themes of the movie, abuse, trauma, healing, what did Lively do? Oh, she turned the whole thing into an ad campaign for her alcohol brand, Betty Booze. Yes, an alcohol brand. A film that's meant to shed light on domestic violence, a topic where alcohol abuse is often a major factor, became a marketing stunt for her boozy beverages. The audacity is off the charts. The sheer tone deafness is so outrageous, so wildly inappropriate. It's honestly shocking that nobody stopped her. It's like doing a cancer awareness event and trying to sell cigarettes at the same time. At this point, people aren't just side-eyeing her. They're furious. Viewers, fans, even industry insiders are calling it out. Was this ever really about the film for Lively? Or was this just another vanity project, another PR play, another move to boost her brand, her power, her career, at the cost of everyone else involved? Because if the rumors are true, this wasn't just about taking over a movie. This was about steamrolling anyone who stood in her way. Just when we thought this Hollywood circus couldn't get any messier, boom. Blake Lively dropped a bombshell lawsuit against Justin Baldoni in December 2024, and let me tell you, it was explosive. She accused him of sexual harassment, body shaming, and creating a toxic work environment on the set of It Ends With Us. But hold on a second, because Baldoni did not take this lying down. Oh no. He came out swinging, hitting Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, with a massive counter-lawsuit for defamation and extortion. And guess what? The receipts started rolling in. And when I say receipts, I mean actual, undeniable, cold hard proof that completely dismantled Lively's accusations. Let's start with her biggest claim, the whole Baldoni invaded my privacy and walked in on me while I was breastfeeding story. Sounds bad, right? Well, not when you actually see the leaked texts. Because guess who invited him into the trailer?
Blake.
Herself. Yep, she personally texted him, telling him to come inside and run lines with her while she was breastfeeding. So let me get this straight. She invites him in, and then months later, spins the story into a harassment accusation? Did she set him up? Was this a calculated move to take control of the film and the narrative? Because if so, that's next-level manipulative. And let's talk about the so-called body-shaming incident. Lively painted this picture of Baldoni making cruel remarks about her weight, making it seem like he was bullying her about her size. But once again, the leaked messages tell a very different story, one that makes Lively's claim look completely fabricated. Turns out, Baldoni wasn't body-shaming her at all. He was literally just asking a normal, professional question about how much weight training he needed to do to safely lift her during a physically demanding scene. Not a comment on her weight. Not an insult. Just a practical question from a director and actor who didn't want to injure himself or her. But Blake? She twisted it into a fat-shaming accusation. And at this point, we have to ask, are we seeing a pattern here? Because between the script rewrites, the takeover of the film, and now these completely debunked accusations, it's looking more and more like Blake Lively wasn't just trying to smear Baldoni. She was trying to destroy him. For years, Blake had Hollywood's most powerful shield, a high-profile marriage to Ryan Reynolds, the right connections, and an army of PR wizards. But the tide is turning, and fast. Even journalists who once praised her are now backtracking, and entertainment insiders say that more people are coming forward with horror stories about her behind-the-scenes behavior. And let's not forget the Twitter and Reddit mobs. They're ripping her apart, bringing back old interviews, behind-the-scenes stories, and insider gossip to expose her manipulative tactics. One viral tweet even called her the female version of Amber Heard. Yikes. Some people are saying it, and honestly, they might be right. This entire mess is starting to look like Hollywood's next Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard saga, and if things keep unraveling like they are, Blakelively might be in serious trouble. Think about it. Justin Baldoni wasn't just some random co-star she had a minor disagreement with. He was the director of the movie she took over, the man who poured years of work into bringing It Ends With Us to life, only to be pushed out, publicly humiliated, and then hit with career-ending allegations. Sound familiar? Because this is exactly how the Johnny Depp case started. At first, Heard was seen as the victim, the one who was wronged, until the actual evidence started coming out. And suddenly, the entire narrative flipped. And let's be real, this lawsuit, it could destroy her career. Hollywood can tolerate a lot of things, but one thing it absolutely doesn't forgive? Lies. Especially lies that try to ruin someone's reputation and livelihood. Right now, the industry is watching very closely to see how this plays out. And if Baldoni's evidence keeps dropping, if more receipts, more texts, and more insiders start backing his side of the story, Lively might be done. Because at some point, people stop seeing you as a victim and start seeing you as a manipulator. And when that happens, there's no PR spin in the world that can save you. If she's not careful, she could go from Hollywood's golden girl to Hollywood's biggest cautionary tale. Blakelively has spent years, decades even, building the perfect Hollywood fairy tale. The effortlessly chic, charming, all-American sweetheart. The cool girl who's stylish but relatable, famous but down-to-earth, powerful but humble. But now, that perfectly polished image is starting to crack. And with more insider stories, leaked messages, and industry whispers surfacing every day, this isn't looking like just a bad press cycle. It's looking like a full-scale Hollywood horror story. Because let's be honest, this isn't just about one lawsuit or one bad on-set experience. This is about a pattern of behavior. A pattern that's been called out by co-stars, crew members, and industry insiders who are finally speaking up. The alleged manipulation, the backstabbing, the condescending treatment of people behind the scenes. Is it all just a coincidence? Or are we finally seeing the real Blakelively, the one hidden behind carefully crafted PR and a $1 million media strategy? Of course, there are two sides to every story. Maybe this is just a messy PR war, a case of he said, she said that's spiraled out of control. Maybe the truth lies somewhere in between. But one thing's for sure, Hollywood is watching. And if Baldoni's evidence keeps rolling out, this could go down as one of the biggest celebrity takedowns in recent memory. But what do you think? Is Blakelively really a ruthless Hollywood mean girl, manipulating her way to the top? Or is this just a massive PR battle that's completely spiraled? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because this drama is far from over.